and welcome to part 2. In the last video, we met the Moon Tribe, got the Incan Ruin, got the Incan statues, and now we are off to the ruins for the first major dungeon of the game.
Alright.
And you can tell that it's one of the 6 major dungeons by having that that face up there.
Oh, yeah?
All of the big dungeons in the game have that face on it.
Oh, okay.
Usually they have a smaller dungeon without a mystic statue, and then a big dungeon with the mystic statue at the end. Oh. So the prison was kind of the tutorial dungeon.
Right, and this is the first main dungeon. Does that face pertain to anything at all?
I mean, if I had to take a guess, it might be like the Easter Island heads.
Yeah, because those are very popular.
It looked like they were wearing a hat, and I don't know too much about the Easter Island statues, but I don't seem to remember them having a hat. But then again, that could also just be, you know, the SNES rendering it.
Possibly, yeah.
I always felt like there was something you could get or slide into.
But it's not. That's just how they textured it.
That's how they textured it.
Huh. It does look like.
It always threw me off. So yeah, I'm kind of shocked by all the stuff that our grandparents know about and don't tell us about. They didn't tell us about the Death Aqueducts. They didn't tell us about the Incan Ruins.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of hiding everything from us.
Yep, and you would think that would go somewhere, but it doesn't. It's really like the last time it happens.
Oh.
Okay, so it says here, put the statue where the spirit's breath cannot reach. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like a clue, but it's super fucking obvious where the statues have to go.
Yeah. Okay. It's just flavor text.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a cool idea, but
yeah, you know that kind of stuff's always nice. It's
yep.
Like that's personality. Oh, there you go.
Yep. Hey, even though we start off on a cliff with no wind, because the hair's not rustling.
Yeah. Mudmen?
Yep. So, again, no enemies from the last dungeon are repeated.
That's wonderful.
So we fight these mudmen and the 4-way shot guys.
Ooh.
And their bullets can be reflected by twirling the flute.
Oh, nice. Do they just do vertically and horizontally, or do they also do diagonally?
They do diagonally.
Okay.
They alternate between them.
Ah.
And they like to put a lot of them in situations like that where it's kind of hard
nice.
to get one but not the other.
That's...
So using Psycho Dash on stairs is bullshit.
Just stop.
Yeah, you don't go anywhere.
Oh, that sucks.
But thankfully with Psycho Dash you can take out one of those things in one hit.
Holy crap.
Which at least gives you time to guard up against, you know, another one if there's one close to it. The Mudmen can do a lot of damage if they touch you.
Mm-hmm.
They're very slow, they get knocked back, but you can also, they can charge you.
Yeah.
So it's really important to just keep smacking them to get them knocked back. We have the first puzzle here. There's like a little gem indent right there.
Oh yeah, I see. The Psycho Dash, does it knock you back as well, putting a little bit of distance between you and the enemy, or is it just, or am I just seeing something?
No, that's just the animation for it, I believe.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you kind of stand in place, then jump.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not like the jump attack that actually does knock you back. And as you saw there, if something's on a higher plane than you and fires,
so
it
does.
It won't go through you. Yeah.
Does that work the other way around for you, or if you attack and it's on another plane? Or I guess, are there any examples of, like, say, you attacking on a lower plane, something being actually higher up, but you still making contact?
I think you can. I think so. I'm trying to remember. Most of the times they have this kind of like, you see the like lines, right now if Will was on like the ground below where he is now, he wouldn't be able to be swinging up because there's that 5 rock
Yes, I see.
guard right there. I believe that there is 1 or 2 cases though where that can happen.
Once again, I love like completing a room gets you a stat upgrade. I really like that progression system.
Yeah, and it gives you incentive to clear out rooms, and because you know, this these dungeons are pretty straightforward, but there's still parts where you have to do backtracking. There's one dungeon in particular later on in the game that is so confusing, but kind of being able to clear out a room lets you know where you've been.
Yeah.
Oh, it's slow-moving text, so it should be something important.
Oh, diamond-shaped block.
Like, in this, I have to actually do a little bit of backtracking at some point because I forget to clear out one thing. But because the enemies are cleared out of this dungeon, it's just
a breeze.
Yeah, it's just a run through.
It's nice. It's nice they gave you that little shortcut as well. Oh, just the diamond block there.
I put the diamond block there. Faces on those things.
Creepy.
Giant baby faces.
Oh.
There's also a lot of places here where you can notice that there's like one stone missing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of parts in this one particular where you can jump down and get to a new area. It's actually required at one point to get something.
Right. Oh, interesting.
Kind of like Link to the Past, where you can what's that?
Oh, like right on edges of cliffs, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like right, yeah.
Where the third power pendant is, where you can jump down.
That's right,
and get to a lot of
We're jumping
places.
into the well that you can't ground level.
Exactly.
That's actually one thing I really like about older games is that because the textures are more simple, there are more opportunities for visual clues that you could hide for, you know, for the sake of puzzle solving. Like, if you were to do something similar in a game nowadays, you know, they would be so complex and so... it would be such a visual overload that you really couldn't make that kind of puzzle anymore. I mean, you could, but it would be a stretch to say it's like, oh yeah, we just changed the texture right here. They probably would have had to say make a whole new model, and it would look very, very obvious. Yeah.
So when I first saw this puzzle, I thought I would have to, you know, use some kind of crazy, you know, move statues in a particular order.
Right.
But
you just have
fuck
to
it, you can just
smash
blow
them.
it up. You can just blow them up.
Ah, nice. Huh.
Yes, we'll have to come back to this area later on. I also like that periodically throughout dungeons you will see corpses with like notes, basically like that one said you know, Daddy come home, and it just kind of reminds you like these are dungeons that
people.
These are also dungeons that people have gone into.
Yeah.
And like, kind of like you're not a unique one for going through them.
Right.
Because it's the age of exploration. There are people in this who have been through this before you.
That's so cool.
And as you can see there, the hitbox for deflecting projectiles is pretty big and pretty generous.
That's good. Because I can see that getting really annoying if it was not.
Yeah, their bullets are pretty tough too. So this is around the spot where if you don't know how to blow up statues yet, you'll learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really only one enemy type in this dungeon who is a major pain in the ass.
It's those, or...
No, we haven't encountered them yet.
Oh, okay.
The slimes are annoying here, primarily because if you don't walk over their spawn point, you can miss them.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, you gotta hunt.
And you can figure out where they are by using the start button. Pull the map up.
I remember that.
And also just if you clear a room and you don't get get an item, obviously there's probably a slime or two hidden.
Right. You know, I wonder if there was something like that in Soul Blazer, because I know there were instances where I had to clear a room and I'm just like, I can't find this other enemy, and there was always, you know, it always ended up being luck that brought him to me. So that's cool.
There are a couple of times, like in this even in this dungeon here, where it'll put you on a fast-running path, and you can definitely overshoot a couple of hidden slimes. And as you can see, there's one enemy that's out of range of Will's fluid.
So you
So
just have to come
obviously we're
back
going to
to
have to
that
come
room.
back at some point. But for right now, we actually want to keep Will as long as we can because Psycho Dash is going to help clear this dungeon out.
Yeah.
Now, there are a couple of puzzles that could be referring to.
Yeah.
I think it might be one of the ones that's coming up here. This would be a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just going back into that room.
Yeah, this is the one that's referring to. So, these statues, you can move them with your flute, but if you come too close to them,
Oh, they become...
alive, and they are a major pain in the ass. These are the toughest enemies in the game. Toughest enemies in this dungeon, rather.
God.
So, you have to move 3 close to it and have Will step on the third one.
Right. That
Because
could...
you can't move them close enough without activating one by accident.
Oh my god.
So I accidentally messed up and got too close to them there.
I saw that.
So I
Wow.
just kind of cut doing it over again.
So I'm
Save people
assuming
some time.
they never reverted back to their statue state.
No,
either.
no, you have to bring them back.
Oh man.
So I kind of like that. It kind of introduces that there might be some traps in the game, but
Yeah.
as long as you're just careful, you won't. Like, I don't think it's possible to get killed by those.
Just maybe take damage.
I don't even think it's possible to take damage from them. I think you don't move fast enough.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did fall rather fast. I guess they just have them fall to show you it's like, oh yes, step on these and they will drop this block.
Be cautious where you step.
Right. Freedom.
Yep. And Gaia will always heal us if we talk to her.
Oh, fantastic.
And the blocks don't regenerate, so we have to find another way to get back.
Oh.
But yeah, those statues are a pain in the ass. There are versions of them that throw their spear, and versions of them that throw fire.
Oh.
And they're both really painful.
Sounds awful.
Yep.
Oh, what's going on?
We are learning a second melody,
Oh.
which doesn't do any good for Freedan, because he
But
can't play the flute. But
Will can.
it'll probably come in handy later on for Will.
That statue below, the pupils were, or irises were crossed, or not, I guess they were going in opposite directions.
So I think this is an interesting one. You can see exactly where he was killed on the trap.
Yeah. Oof.
So thankfully we don't have to do anything with this room again. And also, going back, I didn't show it there, but if you, that's even though there are 4 enemies in that room technically, it doesn't give you a bonus.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah. I had to go back and confirm that,
Oh.
but I have that footage edited out. Usually if it's something like that, like a room where you need a couple of them alive to complete something,
Right.
they're not going to punish you.
That's good. That's... Especially in a game like this where there's so many like different crisscrossing things like happening, it's... You gotta give you options.
Yep. So nearly every time I run over like a long jump like that, I always check the area
Yeah.
to make sure that there aren't any slimes hiding.
Oh.
So yeah. Those heads are much easier when you're Freedan.
Yeah, definitely.
We had to
especially
fight
that
one of
reach.
them as Phil, one of them as Will, and
Ugh.
Yeah, it just takes way too long for them to die, and you can't use like the jump attack without worrying about getting in their range.
Right.
Because if they collide with you, they hurt.
How much do they take off?
A considerable amount.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can wail on them to get a couple hits in, but if you got to be really careful with these guys. The best strategy is to get a little below them so their spear won't hurt you, but your sword strikes still go up enough to hit them.
Ah, nice.
And the good thing about those big kids is that they usually drop a big gem or something like that. Like right now, we already almost have 2 reverse pack of lives.
Ah, awesome.
So there's a lot of puzzles in this particular one where it's like kill enough enemies and a thing will open up.
Going up that, I mean, would you always, like, even with the momentum of jumping across and going up that ramp, would you ever be able to make it up there, or does it always automatically send you back down?
Oh, you can make it up there. I choose to stop just to make sure I'm not missing any enemies.
Oh, of course. That's really awesome. There's some game physics in here.
I also like that if you hit those guys from far away enough, you can knock them off their podium but not activate their movement yet.
Oh.
So I kind of knocked one of those heads off his
Yeah.
podium, and he just stood there hovering in midair until I took a step closer to
It's
him.
like, oh, right,
Uh.
Oh, of course you're guarding a chest. Oh, nice. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, fire hurts a little bit more, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
And it's annoying when they put a couple of statues kind of close together.
Yeah, because you only have so much space to work with now.
Yep. Sometimes you get lucky and you can just keep pushing far away if they want to attack.
Yeah.
But generally, if they can attack, they'll throw stuff at you.
Yeah. It looks like that guy didn't even shoot anything.
He threw one.
Oh,
spear.
he did. Oh, that's true. He did throw one spear.
And I mean, the worst part about them is that they just have so much health. So with these guys, even if you go close to them, they don't activate.
Oh.
But they will the second you hit that switch.
So you just.
So what I do here is I line them all up on top of one another.
Uh-huh. And you just wail.
Yep. Because they have about a couple seconds. That way they only get one hit on me.
Nice.
But if you go where they're far away enough, they'll all just start running and
Ugh.
they'll start throwing fire and spears at you.
And they're
from far
disjointed
away.
enough that's like, oh no, there's like no space for me to avoid this shit.
Exactly. For like the first real dungeon in the game, this is pretty tough.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
And the hardest part is actually going to be the boss.
Oh boy. Is this harder than that first boss? that you fought?
The skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh, much. This is the boss. I cut this out here, but I basically did a little bit of backtracking to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we have everything right now. They actually made the first boss in the game one of the hardest bosses in the game.
Yeah.
He's impressive, but he's definitely no pushover.
Definitely not.
And now they're making us fight these guys in very thin corridors.
It's like, you know what to do.
Yeah. And much like the last
boy.
one.
Ah, but you're gonna do the same thing, eh?
Yep. Get them all up on top of one another. And I kind of completely screwed up.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
That
Jesus.
absolutely did not go as planned.
Whoa, that third one that died, I don't know, how it got hit, that was like, your attack range is huge.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
Yeah, see, this is one area where if you just run too fast, you can completely miss those slimes right there.
Jeez.
So we could go up and just start the run again, but I've actually found out with some of these.
Huh. Wow.
You can just run back up them. So yeah, you want Freedan for this.
Yeah, really.
You see that blue gem right there?
Yeah, what was that?
That restored 5 HP.
Oh my god.
Remember,
that's a rare ass drop then.
Yeah, it's a very uncommon drop, but sometimes they'll drop a blue tinted one of those, and those restore health.
Oh wow. Do the blue ones do like what, 10 HP or
5?
Oh, 5. Oh, so that was a blue one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of hard to figure out what to do here, but there was one clue where it said something. Actually, no, I believe the clue is coming up.
Okay.
Remember the first time I went in there, I had absolutely no idea what the hell to do.
Yeah.
I was looking for statues to move or something.
Or a pressure plate.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, sound.
Yeah. Now
I
you
see.
remember the
Yeah,
music,
and I remember. Yeah. So this is why they put that door there, so you can change back to Will.
Chant in the golden room.
Ah.
But before we do that, we have some enemies left here.
Yeah.
These guys are a little different from their green counterpart. You might have noticed it if you were watching Pain Plus Tension some of the earlier parts of this video, but that's number 9, by the way.
Oh, okay.
The gray ones will charge at you and also do a hop as well.
Okay, I didn't notice the hop before.
It's a little hard to, but yeah, they have a little more health. That's about the only difference. And you can tell by the statues on the other half, this is the room that we came into and could only get halfway through.
Oh, that's right, yes.
So with that, we actually have the last of... I believe the last of the treasures in here. Now, one thing I've always kind of noticed, when you want to turn from Will to go to Freedan, it's instantaneous, like 2 seconds you're there.
Yeah.
When you go from Freedan to Will, it takes a second. Like, you have to,
Is that for any other character that you might transform into as well? Like, it takes a little longer?
Yeah, well, we won't unfortunately be getting another character to transform into until near the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, well, we can tackle that once we get to it.
Right.
Yeah, now we just gotta get the...
And you can just play it anywhere in the room, or does it have to be... I'm assuming it has to be on these panels.
I always stand on the panels to do it.
Yeah.
It probably would work anywhere, but... better safe than sorry. And one thing I've never actually tried out, I probably should have for this video. I'll probably... Next update, I'll probably... you know, go back with an old save and try it out.
Right.
But pretty much a gold block will glow, and you have to stand on it for, like... pretty long amount of time.
Yeah.
I've never actually like bothered to see if it's the same tile every time, or
yeah.
you know, if you were Freedan and you already knew a tile it was.
Right. Or if you could just stand on it.
Exactly.
There must be a trigger or something. Does the Melody of the Wind ever come into play later, or is it like
No.
just oh really?
No, it's only for here. You trade it for another item later on, but that's about it. So, we're coming up on the boss here.
Oh, okay.
You want to be Freedan.
Okay.
You know, I've actually never even bothered to fight the boss as well. I don't even know if you can reach him as well.
Oh, jeez. So, actually, that's what I'm wondering. Have you ever seen people play as not... I mean, I know obviously there are reasons to play as Freedan, I'm sure tool-wise, but... have you ever seen people just take on all the bosses as...
Just Will?
Just Will?
No, I actually haven't. So, we see like this triangle formation here, it's nothing. You can also notice that our wind, no wind is going through our hair.
Oh, you're right. Oh, play where it was no... Or put it where there's no wind.
Yeah.
Statue where there's no wind.
It's almost impossible to miss where they have to go.
Yeah.
I love the idea of like being able to make it here and having to like backtrack.
Yeah.
And then it plays that sound effect I hate so much.
Sound
And
effect.
now the wind is flowing.
Man, yeah, that sound effect. It's sort of like a weird tickle on your spine. Your
Yeah.
ears. It's like, ugh.
So if you're so inclined, you can go this way to get back to where you were. There's no reason to, but here we go. First boss is Castor.
Castor.
Yep. And he sucks.
Oh.
So Gaia gave us the hint of hiding behind his head for when he shoots rays. It doesn't really help us out. So what you have to do is get his hands, and once you take care of his hands, his eyes will light up. That's the only time he is vulnerable. All bosses have full health bars. And once you do enough damage to him, he'll start firing head lasers, which will track you and hurt you no matter where you are if you're on the bottom half of the screen. So it wants you to go to the top half of the screen, but you see that like the flame snake going across the ground? There's no way to dodge that on the top or left or right side of the room.
Just because of the way the layout of the room is, there are only so many tiles.
Yeah, so it's nearly impossible to like not get hit during this part. On top of that, the flame, diamond,
God.
and everything else. This is such a hard boss battle.
Calm down, Castor.
The hands will also track you too.
Oh,
And
great.
so remember I said it was really important to go back to Jeweler Gem
Yes.
to get that one tiny bit of health?
Yeah.
That saved me.
Oh, wow. That's right.
Like, in terms of all the bosses in this game, he's still, in my opinion, the toughest one, next to maybe the final couple of bosses. But,
Yeah.
like they really, it's a real trial by fire. And now nothing left but to jump. And we will see you guys in the next video.
Take care.